What is up, my redstone riders? My name is MiniMinecraftMaster or Christian, and welcome to a Minecraft building challenge idea that I had. So I'm gonna switch over to, or in editing, I'm gonna switch over to my other screen, light mode warning, because there's no dark mode on this website. At least I don't think so. This is a wheel I have that I found online for a bunch of Minecraft builds. It used to have like a lot more. I did remove excuse my voice right there. I did remove like a bunch of them actually. So I have this wheel and then I also have this timer. So we have it set, so it's over here. So I'm going to spin the wheel and then I'm gonna spin it 3 times, one for 1 minute, one for 10 minutes, and one for an hour to see what I can get in those time spans. Now, I do have some mods and stuff. I have furnitures, I have create mod, I have frame blocks, I also have world edit, so I can do this, get myself my wand, aka my wooden axe, and I think this will be a really interesting challenge. So let's head over to here again. Light mode warning. I'm gonna hit spin real quick. I have to, by the way, my other computer is quite a bit further away from my microphone, so if it do get a little bit quieter or something, I do apologize. I'll try my best to fix that in editing, but I do know that in a lot of cases, if I try to up the volume, you'll hear a lot more like white noise, and that's a little more difficult to work with. But I'll try my best to make sure I am audible throughout the process of this. So let's begin by spinning the wheel. Train. I have 1 minute to build a train. Now, in this version of Create, I do actually have access to just straight up create trains and stuff. Well, I guess I could use that. Okay, I'm gonna use that stuff because it's not like I can just like place down a train directly. I still have to like actually build a train. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a lot of the things that I think I'm going to need, including some glue and some other things, and I'm going to set everything up. I'm actually gonna set down a track here because this isn't technically part of the train build. This is just here because give myself a decent amount of track area. I'm going to place this here and do oh, I had to I had to create the train, that's right. I have not used this in a long time actually. The first time I saw it is when the last time I used it, probably, honestly. It's probably a clip from like ages ago somewhere on either my computer or Penguin Guy 17's, but it's okay. Anyways, I have a 1 minute timer over here, and just so you know, I'm not like cheating or anything in between time. I'm going to display that on my in editing here, because this is the most editing I've ever done in an entire video, honestly. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit start, and I'm going to, build for that time, and I'm gonna make sure it's in sync the entire time as best as I can, because it's hard to sync things, but it should be good. I'm gonna hit play over here, and I'm gonna grab some things I need, like a train control. I'm going to need probably a seat of some kind. Let's just grab like a black seat or something. I'm going to want, gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna want for this. All right, I gave myself a couple more bogeys, by the way, to give myself some more space, because I don't know if I'll have enough time to do this, but I could do a the engine at the front, and then like maybe a cart or something back here. We'll see. Okay, so I have a few things. This isn't a lot, but I do have some ideas. It's not gonna look the best, especially because it's gonna be in a minute, but I guess the timer shall begin now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with, making it a functioning train by doing that. I'm gonna do this in the back here, like so. And what I want to do is I kind of want to create like a little coal deposit thing, like it's a locomotive, or like an older locomotive like that. I do have regular coal blocks and some deep slate coal ore for some texturing, like so. Maybe get it like that. There we go. There's my coal, I guess. And then on the front locomotive here, I'm just building out this layer. Oh my gosh. I have 8 seconds left. So, and boom. Wait. Boom. I can't place that down, can I? Anyways, that is my time. I don't even know if this is all glued, honestly. If it's not, I honestly, here, I'm just gonna glue it all real quick. Oh, it is all glued. Okay. I was gonna say, if it wasn't, I'm just gonna take the time to do that because I feel like that shouldn't count towards my time. Anyways, this is my 1 minute train. Let's assemble the train at least. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lag out on my recording. It looks fine, I guess. So it is a functioning train, for those of you unfamiliar with Create mod. As you can see, oh wait, there is a little bit that's causing it to break. I guess that part didn't glue, but that's fine. So if you exclude that entirely, that is my functioning train again. Wait, okay, yeah. I've now reset the timer and I've changed the time to 10 minutes, and it's time for our next build. Before I do that, I would like to look over what we have successfully managed to create. I was gonna put a whistle on the front of this. I couldn't even do that. So this is our train in 1 minute. Gosh, this is, I don't know why I really thought that 1 minute was gonna be better than this. I don't know why this didn't end up gluing up, but that is our final build for 1 minute. Now moving on, I'm going to switch over to my other screen again. Light mode warning. I'm going to just do that really basic flashbang warning. I'm just going to spin the wheel real quick. We got windmill. So I have 10 minutes now to build a windmill. I'm going to grab the things I need to do that, and I think I can do this. It's going to look a lot better, honestly. Now, Create actually has windmill stuff, so I will be using these as well. And now that I actually have the time for it, I'm going to probably be using World Edit as well. With that, I think it's time to begin. I'm going to hit play now. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm just going to straight up go up here and just do /set block here. I'm just going to do glass for a reference point, and I'm going to make a, actually I don't think I need to do that whatsoever. I'm going to make a hollow sphere, and I'm going to make it with create items like so. I need to do the radius. Okay, and there's our radius, like so. So if I take this, I'm going to, gosh, this is weird. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, actually. And just set air. So I have like this dome like top here. I'm going to select the bottom of that. I'm going to stack it maybe 5 times, and see, that looks really repetitive, but what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to select here, and I'm going to do //replace. I'm going to put in the same things I put in before. I'm just going to paste them in again, and it's going to give it more texture as well and makes it more varied. I can even cycle it through until I find something that I really like this for example. I can also now stand here and use the /H cylinder actually, and put in that same thing actually of about maybe 6. As you can see, that kind of left areas like this here, so I could just take this and fix it up and give it a little more texture as well as select the area once again, in which I'm going to do some more stacking stuff like so. Boom. I want to do that one more just so it actually hits the ground there. And with about half our time left, I'm actually going to finally implement the windmill, which I'm actually going to give a design like so. That needs to go up one more actually to do what I want to do. And there we go. I think this looks kind of cool. So all I have to do now is just kind of glue it all together, which I think I can do by doing this twice and then kind of just grabbing this part and connecting it to the shaft, question mark? Oh, these don't count as connected. Okay, so new plan. I'm going to select everything in this area of sails, and I'm just going to move it backward with World Edit. With the //move command, makes it pretty easy actually. And with that, I'm going to re-glue this, and I should be able to just straight up activate this. There we go. That is our functioning windmill. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did up here and add a little bit more variation down here with the other command that I had, adding as much or as little texture as can be. And there we go, that's the base of it. But because I have some time, what I'm going to do is grab a door, probably. Let's just go with a dark oak door. And if I come in here, I can do something along the lines of this to make a little floor with the same texture. And then I can go up here, do a similar command, but I want to do it one lower so it fits into here. I'm going to grab a light block in here, which I'm going to make sure is centered, and I don't think that's centered actually, and give it a little bit more light. And because it's actually generating real energy, technically speaking, I'm going to grab a vertical gearbox, and I'm going to actually draw power from this windmill. And to avoid having just this hole in the ceiling, I'm going to place some casing around that shaft as well. And then I'm going to use some cogwheels here, here, and here to give power to something, which in this case I chose a mixer for some reason. And then I can grab a basin, none of these ones but this one, and now if I place that under here, it is a functioning, I'm sorry, if I place that one higher, it is a functioning thing. Now, if I had GAI, I'd probably look up something I can actually mix with this, but it doesn't matter anyways, because with only a few seconds to spare, this is my windmill. And there we go, time is actually officially up. So this is my windmill. All it does is kind of mix something, which in this case is absolutely nothing, but it's okay because it is time to, well, obviously observe this real quick. This is the interesting windmill I decided to go for, and I think it's time we move on to the next build. So I'm going to switch over to my other screen, and you are going to be blinded by light mode. But before that, I'm going to set the time for an hour, and so whatever I end up building is now going to be an hour worth of time. So if it ended up looking horrible, well, honestly, that's on me. And I got simple house. So I have an hour to build a house using furniture mod, create mods, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's a pretty good one to do the hour time limit on. I've just started the timer. I didn't even grab anything, or nor did I even think about it, because honestly this is a lot of time, so I'm going to give myself plenty of time to relax and think about it, and think about what I would like or what I would want in the house, where I'd like it. Actually, I want to place it over here near the train track, but not too close, because let's be right here, living near train tracks is probably the most annoying thing ever. As someone that lives not necessarily close to train tracks, but within hearing distance, it's kind of I mean, I guess it's not horrible because it's kind of faint for me, but it's whatever. So I'm going to start by making some kind of porch. So I'm going to grab just, some oak blocks. I'm going to do just one up little porch. I'm going to do this, and it's going to come out maybe 3 more blocks on either side, and then come in maybe 5. I will also add some fences around this to make it, actually technically safe, which honestly, it's Minecraft, so that's not really an issue anyways, but it adds some depth. And now for a little bit of magic, I'm going to be using these to make walls, because I can put one block on the inside and a different block on the outside. Definitely not these two, obviously, but if I wanted to, the outside wall is going to be different from the inside wall, which I think will make it look a lot better. But before we do that, I'm going to use World Edit to make a foundation for the house. And with that, there's a foundation, and now I can actually take this inner part, now that I think about it, and change it to whatever floor I like. But for now, I'm going to just set it to air, because who knows what kind of fancy design I might have to pull off, which I don't think I can do with a World Edit. Now, something that I think will actually look pretty decent is if I take these stripped spruce woods and I kind of alternate them like so, and it will give us this kind of alternating checkered pattern, which looks really good with basically any stripped wood. But I chose spruce because, as we all know, it's one of the best looking woods, and even though honestly I'm a birch person at heart, it just looks the best, honestly. I have the first layer of walls, and as you can see, it's already starting to have the effect of the inner walls looking different from the outer walls. And before I continue the rest of them, I'm going to set out the layout for every room. Now, I do want this to only be a single-storied house that's a little more spacious, but cozy at the same time. So this is the only area I have to work with when it comes to certain areas, although there is also a basement if I ever wanted to do something like that. But I think it'll be fine if I just do it like this without a basement. Of course, with the addition of the refurbished furniture mod by Mr. Crayfish, we do also have electricity and some things like that that actually function, like working fans or anything else in the kitchen section, like perhaps a fridge or a stove or a microwave or a toaster. And since we're on topic of the kitchen, I think I'm going to start with that. Now, when it comes to the floor, you can't go wrong with a classic checkered, which I'm going to be using cut diorite and cut deep slate. And there is the checkered floor. Now, I personally do like an open kitchen. I've never lived in a house that actually had an open kitchen, in all fairness. I just think it looks cool. So I'm not gonna have any walls to this. In fact, the only room that will have a solid door and wall setup is probably gonna be the bathroom, because obviously privacy reasons. And now I've actually expanded it to go properly, to fill in this area, just to give myself some more space and everything. Now, what I can do here is get a couple of chairs on either side, but they seem like they need some pushing in. Never hurts to set the table, even if it's just me here, and I'm going to place cake on all of them, because let's be real here, who doesn't love some good cake? Now, to move on to the actual kitchen, I'm actually going to stick with this wooden theme I have going on by grabbing some more oak materials, such as oak drawers, oak sinks, oak cabinetries, and even some oak cupboard or cabinets. I think a nice double sink will look nice in the center of this all by having these on either side and then drawers here as well. Now unfortunately there is no like really good corner block for these, so I'm just going to be using stripped oak log, which I will be branching off these cabinets from, which you can do something along the lines of this, and these do actually function. So I'm going to do that like that, and that is everything there. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back to Mr. Crayfish's refurbished furniture mod. I'm going to grab some other essentials such as a microwave, a stove, a hood, a toaster, a fridge, and a bin. I made the choice of placing the stove next to the sink because, you know, it's like that in my house, so why not? And now I'm lining the edges with these trap doors to not have to place a solid whole block on the edge of these, but also so they don't look like they're floating, because that's what these would like really portray, especially over on this end when it really would be just kind of floating like this. And apart from the lack of walls behind that, that is the kitchen complete. Although no kitchen is complete without a whole jar of cookies. Moving on to the living room, I think it'd be much nicer if I just had a carpet of some kind, so I think I'm going to go with black to contrast these walls really nicely, as well as go with this, just the general outside of the house. For a somewhat more symmetrical look, I'm going to carve out the exact same size as panel as I did for this floor over here, which in hindsight I should be able to just use Rota to do that by doing //set and then setting it to black wool. Now that does leave with this awkward floor pattern here, and I'm not sure how I can fix that, but for now I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm sure there's a way to fix that. So now that we're in the living room area, there is no specifically living room-esque thing, but I can go to the general area where I can grab myself gray sofas and even a TV for my viewing pleasure. Of course, older versions of Crayfish's mod actually had coffee tables, and I'll be using this one to go with the generally dark aesthetic of my area here by placing down my sofa and putting these in front of it. And to go with the coffee table, I'll be using a dark oak table as well over here, in which I'll be placing the TV on, which I cannot place at an angle. So I will be placing like so, because honestly that's the most viewing you're gonna get. You can even kind of see it from this angle, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't even have power yet. Now to separate the bedroom, I'm going to be using more of these just to have more division wall, because I'm going to be doing something similar for the bathroom over here, so I figured I'd make more sense if I just did that symmetrically. Now, as awkward as the copper color is, I do love the tiling design, so I think I'll be using that for the bathroom. Now I'm going to start off the bedroom by placing out a desk for my computer, and of course my very comfy, definitely not a regular kitchen chair right next to it. And of course no bedroom is complete without, you guessed it, a bed. And with the bed I think I'll be grabbing some bedside drawers as well as a lamp. I think I like the purple one, and placed out they look like so. I would say on par with that wooden theme once again. I think I'll actually be using jungle to kind of have an orange but not necessarily the same color in the bathroom, as we want it to kind of match, kind of, but not necessarily be the same color as the tiling floor. Just to fill a little bit more empty space, I'm also going to be placing another bin in here as well. Now, as ugly as this looks, in my head, I don't know why I really wanted to do that, but I used the copper shingles to go on the walls of the bathroom. Now that the walls of both of these areas are now complete with the open bedroom and the bathroom, and now I have all the walls completed. Now this is going to look bad for now, but it's going to be completely covered up later. But I'm going to set white concrete, as every room will be sharing the same room of white concrete ceiling. And now, thanks to this absolute spider web of an electrical system, I can now activate this, and I do have a lot of light. On a side note, you're supposed to be able to change channels. Oh gosh, I was gonna say you're supposed to be able to change channels, but it wasn't working because it's just been doing that this entire time for some reason. So I'm actually gonna I'm just gonna turn that off. Now for the roof, I think I would like to use some andesite of some kind to give it a nice gray tone. Now, as you could see, I'm using these frame blocks to create a shape of a roof here, which I think I would like to use this beautiful cut and site from the create mod to fill that in. And thanks to some stacking world edit commands as well as a little bit of fixing up in these areas here, that is what the roof looks like. Now something this house is lacking in quite a bit of is windows, so I'm going to place one here. And I'm going to place some blinds over it and close them because that's the closest we're going to get to some regular curtains, but blinds are good anyways. Now I was going to place a window or two in here, but I realized that the only places that they can go is here, and I think behind the desk just doesn't work as well, and behind the bed might just be weird. And of course, any windows in here would also be pretty weird. So as weird as it is, this is the only window that we're gonna get. Although on the sides, I do have these now, which I don't know why I chose to use shroom lights on the inside. I would have done black concrete, but then I kind of already use it for the walls and it would have just made it look weird. Something else I suppose I could do is grab a grill, and you know what? For the hell of it, I'm gonna grab a cooler as well. I think a blue one would look nice right next to the grill, like so. I also have placed some lanterns here and here just to light it up a little bit out here. And just to really see how that looks, I'm gonna do time/set night. And it does look really good. I think this looks really comfortable. I think it looks really cozy. I think it looks really warm. And honestly, just being able to walk into here and just enjoy this area, you know, I think it's actually coming along great here. With that, however, I am going to make a path, which I'm going to be using Rotovit for, because I'm going to be doing / replace grass and then a bunch of blocks that I'd like to use for the path. Now when texturing, sometimes you have some blocks in there that are a little, you know, more overpowering than you'd like them to be. So what you can do is you can go in here and you can type in actual percentages of what you would like your certain blocks to be. And as you can see, that gives us an area that's a lot more catered toward these andesite and cobblestone rather than these dirt paths and the grass blocks. Now, seeing as I only really have a few seconds left, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into my bedroom, place a framed flower pot, a pink concrete, and a cherry sapling. And I think that's one nice final touch. 3, 2, and 1. With that, our time is officially up. So this is the final product of the house category. We have a small living room, a kitchen, an open bedroom here, and a bathroom. And since that's going to be the end of the video, I'm going to take one last look at the other two builds here. Now this is my 1-minute train, which for some reason didn't glue properly, and this is my functioning windmill, which only really powers this mixer for whatever reason, and apparently it's dark enough in here for bats to spawn. Good to know. That's gonna do it for today's video. Now if you guys really like these like building challenges kind of things, I'd like to do some more in the future. Maybe nothing that like is like a minute, 10 minute, or an hour, because I kind of like, I like this, but like I'm not sure if it's like really my style, honestly. It was fun to do. I really like the wheel thing and everything, but I think I'm gonna stay away from this kind of thing for now. Maybe in the future I'll come back to something, but like not right now, honestly. But that's gonna do it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications, and I'll hopefully see each and every one of you in the next video. Goodbye.